I don't need money. Stop calling me. I'll call you when I need the money. Hello? Hello? I could really use the money. Hello? Please, I need a loan for my business. Hello everyone, my name is Jeremiah Batista. I'm a funding specialist with Funding in Business, and today I'm going to be teaching about when is the best time to apply for a cash advance. Now, I hope you enjoyed my little introduction. Don't be like Joe. But again, the whole purpose of this presentation today is to help you understand when the best time is for you to take on a cash advance with your business. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's take a look at some of the topics we will be diving on today. So today, the goal of this presentation, again, is to help you as a business owner understand when is the best time to apply for a cash advance. Now, some of the topics I will be diving on today are as seen in the presentation. How does a cash advance work? The advantages versus the disadvantages, ideal timing for a merchant cash advance, when to avoid a merchant cash advance, and then key considerations for applying. So we're going to touch upon all of these. I will say, I will briefly touch upon what a merchant cash advance is for the newer viewers. If you are unsure of what an MCA even is, I will leave a link in the description to a more in-depth video on what a merchant cash advance is entirety. Intense eye contact. All right, first topic of the day. How does an MCA work? I've never had one before. How does it work? So a merchant cash advance, the dictionary term, is a purchase of your future receivables. It's technically not a loan. It is uncollateralized, and it's a revenue-based product. So it's based off the performance of your business. Essentially what that means is the better your business is performing, the better terms you're going to see in terms of dollar amounts, rate, terms, etc. Now, I always like to tell my clients, look at a merchant cash advance like your own personal bank. You know what they say, you give a man a gun, he robs a bank. You give a man a bank, he robs the world. So think about having your own personal bank in your back pocket. The nice thing about a merchant cash advance is you're actually building a relationship with a lender, someone that you can call, talk to about your family, about what things are going on, how business is doing. It's a relationship. It's much different than your traditional banking where you're walking into a teller and you're waiting to be seen and you gotta wait for this and that. No, with a merchant cash advance, you have that personal connection, and I feel like that's one of the biggest benefits that a lot of my clients come to me and say that they really appreciate. They can really talk to someone who's a human. They can actually understand how they're feeling, what they're going through, and can work with them. So how are payments structured? Now, payments are typically going to be based on the cash flow going on in your business. So essentially, if you're a retail store and you're making daily sales, getting paid out on a daily basis, typically underwriters are going to tailor an agreement to be pulling on a daily basis. You won't have to go anywhere to make payments. You won't have to write a check. It'll come out your bank account automatically. And again, it's always tailored to your business. So now that we understand how a merchant cash advance works, now we got to figure out when is the ideal time for you as a business owner to actually use one. So the first topic we will spread upon is seasonal businesses. I work with a lot of construction companies, and the biggest thing for them is the winter time. Winter time comes along, it's very cold, work slows down, and typically one of two things happens. I end up giving them capital that they can use over that time period and keep themselves afloat, or maybe put towards smaller projects, or I help them get ready for the upcoming season. See, if you're a business owner where, let's say in the summertime, more jobs are going to be popping up, you need more money to bid on contracts, you need to get more equipment, you need to do things to get ready for that summer rollout, then that is a big time when you should be looking at cash advances. If you know that an absorbent amount of capital is going to be coming to the business soon, you want to have money on deck that you can access at any time and inject it into your business quickly so you can capitalize on those opportunities. Now, as a business owner, you should know that opportunity comes at any time. And the last thing that you want is for opportunity to come and it passes you by. You don't want to be the guy who's telling his kid, if I would have done this, I would have been a multi-millionaire. Instead, be prepared. Be ready to grab a hold of opportunity and bam, blow it out of the park. So one of my reasons for having Merchant Cash Advance as my favorite loan is it's so quick. You have access to capital in as soon as 24 hours. I've closed the deal in as soon as 5 hours. It's that quick, that simple, that great. So one of the times I actually had a client, his competitor, he closed down shop. He was going under. He had to close down his shop. So he was selling all of his equipment, his locations, everything, 50% off. When I tell you, he was on the phone calling me, listen, we need to get this money today. Doesn't matter about the cost. He's about to double his business. He did not wake up that morning and think to himself, I'm sure my competitor is about to go out of business and sell everything for 50% off. But because he had access to a lender, someone he can call and get that capital right then, right there, right when he needs it, he was able to capitalize on that opportunity and increase his production and his business tenfold. And so that is why you have to have someone in your back pocket for opportunities like this. They come along. You may not think it, but that's just how business is. It is random, it is sporadic, and being as prepared as possible is the best thing you can do for yourself as a business owner. Now, if you have been in business for over a year, there is absolutely no way. God bless if you actually made it a year into business and you didn't run into a situation where you needed emergency funding. You know, maybe you're walking to a job or you're driving to a job, the truck breaks down. All right, maybe you got your jackhammer, the cord gets cut, it doesn't work anymore. You know, there are a million things and a million problems that arise every single day. As I'm speaking right now, somebody probably just had the worst thing happen to them and they need to figure out how to fix it. There's a trucker on the road and his truck just broke down. And so the ideal time for Merchant Cash Advance is definitely going to be when you have emergency needs. You need an emergency injection of cash. Well, Merchant Cash Advance can do that for you. You go to a traditional bank, you're going to have to bring in a lot of paperwork. You're going to have to be waiting on your teller. You might be sitting there waiting 30 to 60 days for a traditional loan. If you don't have the time to wait and you need the fast capital, then a Merchant Cash Advance is ideal for you. That is the best thing. Those are a few of the best times to actually use a Merchant Cash Advance. Please don't use one if you're going under, if you're trying to get out of debt, don't do that. But if you want to grab a hold of opportunity, if you have a seasonal business that has a lot of capital on the way, or if you need emergency funding, those are some of the best times to use a Merchant Cash Advance. Now, we understand how a cash advance works. We understand when we should apply and the ideal timing for a Merchant Cash Advance. As timing is everything in business, it's very crucial. But when should I not take out a Merchant Cash Advance? And maybe not an MCA at all, but a loan in general. Well, if your business is not doing the greatest, there is a very uncertain outlook for the future. Sales may not be doing as good as you want them to be, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon, then I don't suggest you apply for a Merchant Cash Advance. As typically, as an investor, if I see your business on a downtrend, I will most likely not be inclined to want to give you a good deal. I won't be inclined to want to, really invest in your business at all because you become a massive risk. And let's be real here. This money is coming out of our pockets. The last thing that I want to do is give someone who is struggling my money and hope that they can pay me back. So you really don't want to start applying for any type of loan in general when you're in a state of uncertainty. You also don't want to look for a Merchant Cash Advance if you have a project that's going to take a long time. See, a Merchant Cash Advance is typically used to solve gaps in cash flow. It's something you use to grab opportunity or when you need emergency funding. It's only going out 3 years on the term. If you have a 15-year project and you're not going to see a good ROI, a return on investment in, a short amount of time, then it might not be best to get a short-term loan or a short-term fix. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Holy smokes. I feel like I've been just bing. A bunch of information has just been shooting out. So take a second, go back, rewatch, refresh, maybe grab a drink of water. But let's figure out the most important thing. what are the key considerations you should have before applying for merchant cash advance? See, you should really take time to understand your business. Make a plan. What am I going to do with the money when I get it? Am I going to do marketing? Am I going to get some new equipment? Have a plan for that money. It makes you look a lot more professional, and it's definitely going to go a long way when you actually start taking action. Now, I'm sure you may have got a call from a guy down on Wall Street one day, and you bit, and you sent in your information, and they sent you an approval, and they were like, you're going to get about this much, and it's going to cost about this much, and your payback's going to be about this much, and you're not asking enough questions. Make sure that you read the documentation properly. You're taking on financing for your business. This is an important moment. Make sure that you understand the terms to an absolute T, okay? Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. Do not work off of ifs, work off of guarantees. Make sure that you know exactly how much that money is costing you. Make sure you know how much money you are going to get. Make sure you know where you are going to put it, and then make sure that you can afford to pay it back. Now, all the information we learned before was great. It's value. But none of it matters unless you take action. So this slide right here is the most important slide out of them all. How can you apply for merchant cash advance? How can you take that jump and start a new endeavor? It's very simple. It is 4 pieces of paperwork to get your foot in the door. All you're going to need is the last 3 months of business banking statements, a lender that you can trust, and then just fill out a simple 5-minute application. After that, it's hands off. Your paperwork gets sent into underwriting. They took a look at what's going on. They shoot you out an approval. That simple, that great. I know it's almost unbelievable, but honestly, I could not say it any other way. It is that simple. 3 months of bank statements, a 5-minute application, bam, you're done. So I just want to say, if you watched this far into the video, thank you so much. I put a lot of work into doing what I do, and I hope that you gained value. I hope that you understand when the best time is for you as a business owner to take a cash advance and when you shouldn't. So if you want to get in contact with me, maybe you don't understand what's going on in here, or you would like to work with me directly, my LinkedIn will be in the link below. My number will be there as well, and you can subscribe, but that's not going to help your business get funded. So instead, shoot me a call, send me an email, and let's get your business the funding it needs today.